So this is the function f, and it's x to the power of x. The graph looks like this, and this point is the minimum. But where is this point? As you can see, I call this point M. So here we got xm, and this is ym. So we know that f prime of xm must be 0, because it's at the minimum point. So the derivative is 0. So we're gonna have to calculate the derivative of x to the x. So let's write it down. So what is that? So let's see, x to the x, we can say that because e to the x ln x will just be this, because e and ln, they cancel out. And we now have to do the e to the x rule and the chain rule. So the e to the x rule is e to the x, the derivative of that is always e to the x. So using the chain rule, we get e to the x ln x. But we have to multiply by what is inside here, and that will be the product rule. So that's the derivative of this one times this one. Now the derivative of this one is just 1, so we'll just not write that down. And add the derivative of this one times this one. Although the derivative of this is 1 divided by x, this is x, so we multiply them, and we get 1, because that's x times 1 divided by x. And that's going to be, well, this will just be x to the x. But we have to multiply it by ln of x plus 1. And that's the derivative. Now, this will just be an equation. So xm to the power of xm times ln of xm plus 1 is 0. Now, following some rules, we know that either this one or this one is 0 or both. So xm to the power of xm is 0, or ln xm plus 1 is 0. Now, from the graph, we can see that this is never 0. So we'll just, this is not true. I'll do it in red. So we know this must be true. So ln of xm is -1, because we bring this one to the other side and it becomes negative. Now we do e to the power of that. So e to the ln xm is e to the -1. So that xm is 1 divided by e. Now for the y value, we know that the y of m is equal to f of x of m. So that's f of 1 divided by e. Now that means we get 1 over e to the power of 1 over e. Now we have to distribute it between the 1 and the e, and we'll get 1 to the power of 1 over e, but that's just 1. and divided by e to the 1 divided by e. Now, if we have this, we can also write this as a root with e. So that's 1 divided by the e root of e. And in the end, we get that m is 1 divided by e, 1 divided by e root of e. And that's point m. As for the challenge for you, I want to know from you what happens at the point 0, where x equals 0. So f of 0 is 0 to the power of 0, but that doesn't work, so we'll have to take a limit. So how we're going to do that is lim as x approaches 0 of x to the power of x, and work this out, and if you look at the graph, you can see that it doesn't end up at 0.